A person worthy of your attention has finally been found. Her hug felt comforting, quick to react, leaning in as you spoke, laughing at your jokes, and responding quickly to texts. Therefore, you acted properly. Your actions demonstrated your affection for her. You sent more texts, showed up when called upon. You were forthright, reliable, and truthful. After then, a change occurred. A hush fell over her. An increasing number of responses were brief. Everything shifted in terms of energy. All you could think about was caring, so you had no clue what you were doing wrong. So here's the thing. What if showing your emotions too clearly is what shuts it off, and no one ever explained why? This has nothing to do with joking around. It's all about delving into the inner workings of attraction and discovering why your most authentic actions are the ones that trigger a reaction from her. What follows is a list of 6 distinct actions that stifle attraction in its tracks. Number 4 is the most damaging when left unchecked, and most men can identify with it. Pay close attention to it. Point 1. The constant availability trap. Picture this. She sends you any message. Within 30 seconds, you've already replied, every single time, without fail. On the surface, that looks attentive, but to her nervous system, it sends a very different signal. Psychologists call this reward predictability. When a reward is guaranteed, the brain stops treating it as something worth pursuing. Research shows that unpredictable responses trigger far more dopamine than consistent ones. Evolutionarily speaking, we are wired to value what carries some uncertainty. Instant availability removes that uncertainty completely. Most men reply the second they see her name on screen because it feels respectful, even romantic. The man she never forgets has a life that doesn't stop the moment she reaches out. His reply comes when it comes, and she notices. Today, add a natural delay before responding, not manipulation. Just finish what you're doing first. Let your life be real. Point 2. Compliment flooding. You're attracted to her. She's beautiful, she's smart. You want her to know it, so you tell her, often, in detail, with enthusiasm. And slowly, the compliments start landing flat. There's a well-documented principle called the contrast effect. When something is rare, it carries weight. When it's constant, the brain filters it out as noise. A man who gives compliments freely signals that his approval costs nothing, which means it stops feeling like approval at all. Most men use compliments as currency, hoping to buy warmth. The man she never forgets compliments once, specifically, only when it's genuinely earned, and that single moment lands like a spotlight. Today, give 1 compliment per interaction and make it precise, not "you're beautiful." Try "the way you think about things is different from most people." Specificity tells her you actually paid attention. And here's where it gets interesting, because the next one operates completely below the surface. Point 3. Approval-seeking energy. You didn't say anything wrong. You were polite, present, interesting. But underneath every message, every interaction, she could feel a question you never actually asked out loud. Am I doing okay? Does she like me? Am I enough? She felt it. She can't explain it, but something in her pulled back. Psychologists call this approval-seeking behavior, and it's detectable not just through words, but through micro-patterns. The way you over-explain a joke, the way she follows up when she doesn't respond, the way her one compliment visibly lifts your entire energy. These signals communicate one thing at a primal level. His sense of self depends on my reaction, and that is deeply unattractive to the part of her brain that reads for strength. Most men live inside this energy without realizing it, because it doesn't feel weak, it feels like caring. The man she never forgets doesn't need her approval to feel grounded. He's interested in her, but he's not auditing himself through her eyes. Today, notice every time you're about to do something to manage her perception of you. Ask yourself, would I do this if I already knew she was interested? If the answer is no, don't do it. Most men never figure this next one out, and it costs them everything. Point 4. Dropping your world for hers. She mentions she's free Saturday. You cancel your plans. She seems stressed. You reorganize your entire day to be there.
You think you're being devoted. What she's feeling is something else. Evolutionary psychology is clear on this. Women are instinctively drawn to men who have direction, purpose, and a life that doesn't bend to accommodate every new variable. When a man abandons his world for a woman he barely knows, he signals that his world wasn't worth much to begin with. A man with no gravity of his own cannot give her a stable orbit. Most men drop their priorities to prove how much she matters. The man she never forgets keeps his life intact, which is exactly what makes her want to be part of it. Today, keep one commitment this week that you would have broken for her. Let her see that your life has weight. That is attractive. Point 5. Future pacing too early. We should go there sometime. You'd love this place. I'll take you. You're excited. You're projecting a future because you like her. But she just went quiet. Attraction lives in potential, in the open space of what might happen. When you pre-fill that space with plans and assumptions, you close it. The mystery collapses, and mystery, psychologists tell us, is one of the core engines of romantic fascination. Most men future pace as a way to signal commitment. The man she never forgets lets the future stay open, something to be discovered, not scheduled. Today, catch yourself before saying "we should." Replace it with a question. Let her imagination do the work. It will. Women are extraordinary at this. Point 6. The confession too early. You like her. You believe that if you just tell her, clearly, honestly, she'll respect it. She'll feel safe. She'll reciprocate. So you tell her everything, early, with the whole table laid out. She thanks you, politely, and something closes. Premature confession doesn't create attraction. It tries to shortcut it, and attraction cannot be shortcutted. Research on relational dynamics shows that early declarations transfer power, kill tension, and replace the intoxicating unknown with a heavy pre-decided outcome. She no longer wonders, and the wondering, that quiet hum of "does he?" was the thing that kept her engaged. Most men confess early to end the uncertainty for themselves. The man she never forgets demonstrates, he doesn't declare. She figures it out on her own, and what she concludes feels like her discovery. Today, instead of telling her how you feel, show one behavior that reflects it. Let her read the signal. She will. Women are extraordinary at this. Here's the truth that ties this all together. The man we've been describing isn't cold. He isn't detached or running some strategy. He's simply a man with a full life, a man whose value doesn't shift based on whether she texts back, a man who understands that real attraction isn't built through declarations. It's built through presence, restraint, and genuine self-possession. That's the instinct she responds to, not tactics, not performance, a man who actually has somewhere to be. The man she never forgets isn't a rare type. He's just someone who stopped outsourcing his identity to her reactions and started trusting his own. If this video landed, that man is already in you. You just needed someone to name it. If this is the direction you're moving in, subscribe. The next video goes even deeper.